I never expected this. Hi, my name is Scott Snyder, and I have been fasting with this church for the last 7 years. Every year I do a fast. I do it for 40 days, and I do a Daniel's fast. I love my steak and I love my coffee, so it's not always easy, but God always makes a way to do this. Each year I list 4 or 5 major different things, and over the years some of those have carried through. But 2 or 3 years ago, I had some major things on my list and what I'm asking God for. And 1 year was a stellar year for me. I asked him, I just started a new business, and I asked God to bless that business. I was needing salespeople. It was just me and my partner. And we were doing okay, but we weren't really succeeding the way we wanted to succeed. The day after I finished my fast, I hired my first salesman, and he wrote an incredible number of deals for us from that point on. And I hired 2 or 3 more very shortly afterwards, and we were off and running, and the business was doing well. I'd also asked God to help me find somebody that had a heart for the soundboard. As most of you know, I've been on it for a long, long time. And it was starting to affect me spiritually. So it was part of my fast. Well, God sent me Christian. And not only does Christian have a heart for the board, but he has a master's in audio engineering, which I find awesome. When you ask God for, something, he always gives you more than what you ask for. I'd also wanted to be able to spend a lot more time at the altar, because I felt that's where I really belonged. Having Christian come along was the factor that facilitated that. Shortly after Christian and I started working together on the board, and he started doing more and more there, Pastor Lloyd came to me and asked me if I would head up with Vanessa, co-head an altar prayer ministry. Then Tom Malenko approached me and asked me if I would put together a life group, a prayer life group, and do that before church. So when I asked God to be more part of an altar, he didn't just make me part of an altar, he gave me leadership of it. God has a way of giving you a whole lot more than you could possibly ever want. I never expected this. One of the things I had been asking for quite a few years was a relationship with my children. They'd been severed for quite a few years. And on Father's Day that year, my son, who I had not had any real contact with in 6 to 7 years, walked into this church. And at the end of the service, he and I stood back there and we prayed. God healed a 7-year broken relationship in a matter of minutes. And today I have a great relationship with my son. My daughter is still a work in progress, and so I still fast and pray. God has a way of blessing people if you maintain the commitment that you make with him. I thought that everything when I asked God to bless my business was going to be done, and that was it. But in September, he sent Hurricane Irma to me. When you're a partner in a roofing company, hurricanes are good for business. It was so good that I was able to help a lot of people financially, a lot more than I had ever dreamed I could possibly do so. And one of those was my own son, who is now in Bible school, and I was able to pay his entire tuition for the year and support him in the first semester. And God didn't stop there. He kept going. Last year I fasted and I decided it was time to find someone for companionship. I've been alone for a long time, needed someone to be part of my life. I asked God for a companionship. I went online, and after 7 months I decided it was time to come offline. The week after I came offline, God introduced me to Elena. And we've been together ever since. And I'm happy to say that in April 12th, I'll be getting married to the beautiful woman that God has set in my way. So, just want to remind everybody of some things. However you fast, however long, whatever you fast, is a personal thing. It's between you and God. And if you honor a commitment you make to Him, He will bless you beyond anything you could possibly deserve. I know I am. He's blessed me. So God bless you all.